Welcome back to In a Nutshell, where we peel the onion of injustice, one overpriced installment at a time. Today we're uncovering one of South Africa's dirtiest little secrets, how the motor vehicle industry, together with major banks, have for years formed an unholy alliance that financially suffocates the poor and working class. Yup, it's not just potholes ruining your ride, it's also the system that sold you that overpriced baccy in the first place. Stick around. This one's long, educational, scandalous, and yes, infused with just the right amount of aish. Let's be honest, buying a car in South Africa is like playing Monopoly. But only the banks and dealerships start with hotels on every street. You're trying to pass go with debt. Who's in this car cartel? Your very own banks like Westbank, Absa, Standard Bank, etc. And don't let me go there because that's a video for another day. Who else is in this cartel? Your major motor dealerships. Imperial, McCarthy, CMH, Hyundai, Honda, mention them, they are many. Manufacturer-owned finance arms, like Toyota Financial Services. Walk in a dealership, they tell you we have our own in-house finance. Lies, it's a cartel. These institutions don't just sell you a car, they control the game. Now here is their tactics. 1. Inflated markups on vehicles. A vehicle that costs 150,000 rands from the manufacturer is often marked up to 250,000 rands, 300,000 rands at the dealership. Accessories. You're paying 15,000 rands for a tow bar that costs 2,000 rands. Admin fees are more like we're charging you to rob you kind of fees. But wait, how do they even get away with it? Because they've all agreed, unofficially, not to compete too much on price. That's cartel behavior, my friend. Price fixing in the parking lot. 2. Pre-approved, that's a scam. Ever walked into a dealership and they told you, congrats, you're pre-approved? Yup, they already know what interest rate they'll squeeze out of you, even if your credit score isn't terrible. Yes, credit score. If you don't know what that is, go check out my video on credit score, that's another whole scam. Sometimes the banks offer kickbacks to dealers who push customers into higher interest loans. Yes, the worse the deal is for you, the better the commission is for them. 3. Balloon payments. That's another financial trap. Pay less now and a giant bomb later. That's the balloon payment trap. They say it lowers your monthly installments, but leaves you with a huge lump sum at the end. Dealers pitch it like it's helpful. Trust me, it's not. It's financial sabotage, delayed debt pain. Now here is how banks profit from your poverty. Let's break down the math. You buy a car for 300,000 rands. Interest rate 14% over 72 months. Total payment over 520,000 rands. If you add insurance and maintenance, you're basically paying double. And if you miss just 1 or 2 payments? Welcome to repossessions, blacklistings, auction resales. Yes, they'll take your car, sell it to someone else, and still charge you for the shortfall. Now here's the dark twist. Repossession sales often happen within their own networks, meaning they resell the car and double dip. That's like losing your girlfriend to your best friend and then still being expected to pay for her birthday party. But you may ask this, why South Africans can't just import affordable cars? You're probably thinking, why don't we just import cheaper Japanese or UK used cars like Zimbabwe or Kenya does? If only it were that easy. SA import restrictions. You can only import a used car if you're a returning resident, you're a diplomat, it's a vintage collectible. You need it for racing, farming. Otherwise, nope, you can't import it. Why is that? Because the South African vehicle industry is protected by government policy, heavily influenced by the same major auto groups we just exposed. The policy is called APDP, Automotive Production and Development Program. It's meant to protect local car manufacturing jobs, but in practice, it protects high prices, limits consumer choice, and blocks competition. So while your cousin in Japan is buying a 2018 Toyota for 80,000 rands, you're stuck here buying a 2015 Toyota for 220,000 rands and still saying thank you. Who feels it most? Who suffers the most from this? The working class teacher, just trying to afford transport, the professional nurse at Bara Hospital, commuting at night, to the factory worker using 80% of their salary on repayments. And guess what? Most of these cars are not luxury, just basic entry-level cars. Let me tell you the story of Sibongile from East London in the Eastern Cape. She bought a VW Polo for 260,000 rands, paid 5,000 per month for 4 years, lost her job during COVID. Repossession came like clockwork. She still owes 80,000 rands for a car she doesn't even have. Where is the law in all this? There are supposed to be laws to protect consumers such as the National Credit Act, Consumer Protection Act, Competition Commission. But here's the thing. These laws are often poorly enforced, especially when big players are involved. The Competition Commission tried to investigate, for example. In 2017, the Commission launched a probe into car manufacturer and dealership behavior. The outcome still murky. Banks and motor groups pushed back hard, using lawyers, lobbying, and industry excuses. It's like trying to fight a lion with a butter knife, and guess what? The lion owns the courtroom. So what needs to change? Here is my take. Open the market to more affordable imports with safety checks, cap markups, and dealer commissions. Regulate these hefty balloon payments and interest rates more strictly. Stop incentivizing predatory lending. Investigate collusion regularly and transparently. We need to push for financial literacy so consumers know what they're getting into. Now here is what you can do in the meantime. Always compare offers. Get financing from your own bank, not the dealers. Ask for full breakdowns of the interest, fees, and penalties. Avoid balloon payments unless you have a concrete exit plan. Use tools like Westbank's repayment calculator before signing anything. Report shady dealers to the Ombudsman for Banking Services or National Credit Regulator. The car isn't the scam, the system is. The truth is, cars are meant to move us forward, but in South Africa, for too many people, they're just another way to fall behind. The cartel between banks and car dealers is like that uncle who gives you a gift, only to charge you later for delivery. But with enough exposure, education, and collective pressure, we can start telling these stories and forcing change. So next time you see someone driving a beat-up Corolla, don't laugh. They might be the only one who escaped the trap. If this video opened your eyes, don't forget to like, share, and hit that subscribe button. Comment below. Free the wheels if you think it's time for real car reform in SA. Until next time, this was In a Nutshell. The truth they'd rather you didn't drive into.